The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Ring and All of the Sports. My name is Leo Connors, and I'm your host. And tonight, I got a very special guest, professional wrestler, the Hampton Beach badass, Coady Hunter Ward.
Good to see you, Leo.
You too, man. Thank you
Pleasure
very
to be
much
here.
for coming on. We're going to get right into it in a second, but I got to give a few shout-outs. I want to give a shout-out to Tiago, Anthony, and Braden Ribeiro. Thanks for all your support. Anthony Mark Balkas, get well soon, buddy, because you should be sitting here right now. Derek Dukes, love you, brother. Nathan Fuller, thanks for always giving me questions and always watching the show. My great nephew, Kevin Polito Jr., I love you. My mom, in case she's watching it with Kevin, I love you too. Todd Graham and Proving Ground Wrestling.
Yep.
I want to give you guys a shout out. Daniel Baker, I got to come see you soon and get my first tattoo, because I'm going to get a tattoo. I might as well go to someone that I know.
That's a good idea.
And I saved the best for last. I'm going to get in trouble for this because I already put my mom in this list. And,
Okay.
And she's not, you know. But I want to say happy birthday to the sexiest wrestler alive, Aaron Amadeus. Happy birthday, brother. Love you. Guys, I had to do it.
The sexiest wrestler?
I had to do it, yeah.
Okay.
That's
Your show, Leo. You do what you want.
All right, so, Coady, listen. Like I said earlier off the air, we do a little get-to-know-you interview. It's really short and all that, but Coady, where'd you grow up?
I grew up actually in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Graduated from Haverhill High, I don't know, what, 20 years ago now? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But went to college, went out into the real world, and then I live now in Kingston, New Hampshire. I moved off the beach just in time for the floods to get in, so I was happy to get out of there at the time. But no, I'm still pretty much a regular down at the beach.
Nice, nice. When you were a kid, did you play sports as a kid?
Yes, I did. I played baseball, football, track. Baseball was my favorite.
Right.
I did play baseball in college. I did have a cup of coffee with the Nashua Pride when they were up
Nice.
here. Well, when Butch Hobson was the manager of them.
Right,
But,
I remember that.
But of course, you realize, you know, you're not talented. You're not as good as them, and you
Right.
don't go anywhere. And that's just
Right.
how that happens. But that was fun during that time.
What position did you play?
Right field.
Nice.
Right field and
nice.
first base.
So you played in high school, too?
Yes, I did.
Nice, okay. How old were you when you first saw wrestling? I was 7 years old, so
First time, I came into it a lot later than a lot of people did. First wrestling I saw, I was 11,
Yeah.
11 or 12, and the first thing I ever saw was a Monday Night Raw with Stone Cold Steve Austin and calling out Bret Hart and Brian Pillman and all
Yeah.
those guys. So I instantly fell in love with it, but I had a bedtime, so I had to sneak out downstairs while Dad was sleeping and Mom would work nights up in Chelmsford.
Okay.
So I was down in the basement watching
Right.
Raw on quiet volume, making sure my dad didn't wake up.
So the Attitude Era.
The Attitude Era,
Probably
yes.
one of the greatest times in all of professional wrestling, for sure. Were your friends into it?
Yes, a lot of my friends were into it, and we bought all the plastic replica belts.
Right.
We'd all get dressed up and smash each other in the yard with things. You know, you're 11, 12, 13 years old. It was the thing to do.
Right.
Back in 96 up till about 01. Then
Right.
a lot of my friends grew out of it and moved on, and
Yep.
it became a guilty pleasure for me because I always watched it. I stayed
Right.
watching it.
See, I'm a lot older than you. I started watching it in '72. So even back then, when I was like 12 or 13, you're talking, 1977, 78. It was the thing to do then too. It really was. All right. So when did you decide you wanted to be a pro wrestler?
Embarrassingly enough, I got started in college in stage combat.
Oh, wow.
That a lot of guys would get into it, and embarrassing enough, I got into backyard wrestling. It's nothing anybody should do. Trust me. Not smart, not safe. Don't do it. But that's how I got started. And then, again, going around New England, a couple of my friends knew places to go, so I started getting involved in it.
Nice. So when you decided you wanted to be a wrestler, who'd you go to? Who'd you go see?
Initially, and nobody knows this, and nobody really remembers it or cares about it, unfortunately, it was actually a guy by the name of Derek Mitchell who ran a company out of Haverhill, Mass.
Yep.
And he taught me how to bump and how to start working, and then as time progressed, I went to the Belltime Club in Wakefield, run by Bo Douglas and Jason Rumble.
Yep.
And then I spent some time with Brian Fury up at the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, and Johnny Vegas and all those guys.
Yep.
And now I'm part of a new school in Salisbury called WAR, Wrestling Academy Revival, and that's run by Stiff Mike, Apocalypse, Mike King, and head trainer Luis Ortiz.
We can't get any better than that.
No,
Really?
Luis, with no disrespect to Fury or Bo, they are amazing teachers, amazing talents, wonderful people to be around, makes you want to love the business and make you want to be a part of it. But I love working with Luis. I mean, it's just so much fun to work with him.
Yeah, all three places you just named are phenomenal places to go to learn how to be a professional wrestler.
Yes.
I mean, there's so many others. So you could talk about the Test of Strength too, Slick up in Connecticut. I mean, there's just so many. We could sit here for like another 50 minutes naming places, but we won't. So who else was in, like, who else did you train with? Was there anybody that, you know, we might know that?
A little group. Nobody really that know unless you go to New England Local Wrestling, which you should do.
Exactly.
Again,
support it all the time.
Fitness man Dan Terry was coming up. Tim Lennox was coming up at the time. Yeah, those are the two big ones that I can remember at the time, that we were all in the same like class.
Right.
Banging around, getting slammed by the Masshole Mike McCarthy,
Oh,
Bo
yeah.
Douglas.
Right. Jason.
Jason all the time. And then Slick would come down and help occasionally. So, I mean, it was always something going on. We had a good commodity going with those guys. And it was fun to be a part of that.
Nice. I've had, actually, Dan's been on the show. He's coming on again. I think it might even be next week, along with Vern Vicalis. I'm going to have Picture Perfect on.
Picture Perfect.
Yeah, and I definitely want to get Tim Lennox on one of these days, too.
Slam dance?
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
definitely want to get him on. I watched a couple of videos of him the other day from when he first started and to now.
Oh, my
and he's
God.
Just, wow, he's, you know, hell of a talent.
Yes.
Seriously, hell of a talent.
He can take a beating.
Yeah, he's a tough kid.
He is definitely a tough kid.
So, why don't you tell us a little more about the wrestling school that you're a part of, WAR?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell everybody
Again,
a little bit more about them guys?
Yeah, number one, it's in Salisbury, Massachusetts, behind the Cinemagic there on Merrill Avenue.
Okay.
Meet on Tuesday nights and Saturday mornings. And Lewis runs a very old school mentality camp.
Right.
It's not a ton of blow up drills per se, but we work out, but that's not the focus. We're not going to run around and kill each other for 4 hours in cardio. You're going to do an hour of cardio, and then you're going to do ring work. And Lewis breaks it down into moves and techniques that he wants you to learn, and then you focus it, and then you do it 5,000 times until it becomes second nature. It's all about becoming second nature and having flow and being a good wrestler, plain and simple. You know, don't have to be that guy with the notebook and go, you got to do this, you got to do that. No, no. Go out there and wrestle. Go out there and fight.
That's awesome. So now, who else? Is there anybody else involved, like with that? Like if you have a promo class, who would run that? If you guys, do you guys do that yet?
We'll bring a few people in. Brian Malonis is going to be running a seminar.
Yeah,
here
I
soon.
saw that. Yeah.
Brian is very good with all of it.
Right.
I mean, Brian's fun. I mean, I'm glad he finally got some call. He's getting some work, obviously, up at Ring of Honor now. I mean, good for him.
Awesome,
I mean, he's earned it, and he's one of the funnest guys to be in the locker room with.
Top big man around. One of them at least.
Oh, yeah.
If not the best, absolutely at the top.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
There's no argument for me on that. He's solid.
Yeah, definitely. So that's cool, Brian. It's nice to see Brian getting involved in that. Why don't you tell us about your debut? First, I could ask, was it a battle royal? Because almost everybody says battle royals.
My real debut, we'll call it, was a fatal four-way.
Oh, wow.
With 36 chambers, Max Ruckus, simply irresistible Joe Moakley, and a punk 23, 24-year-old kid named the Warden at the time.
Really?
And Moakley broke my nose. It was great. That's how we met.
Wow.
And things haven't changed very much over the years.
Really?
No.
Well, it's funny. Joe hit me up the other day because I've asked him to come on, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll definitely do it. Just give him a little more time." And I'm like, saying to myself, "Well, I'm already booked through June, so how much more time do I need to give somebody?"
A couple of months, unfortunately.
Really? Yeah.
With his real job and wife, 3 kids, mortgage.
I'll stay on him then. I'll
stay on him.
I will. So listen, we're gonna move. Actually, you've already mentioned that you worked for APW. You've done some shows for VCW, obviously, with the Bell Time Club. Tell us, Improving Grounds.
Proving Ground, yeah.
Who else have you worked for?
I've worked for an ECW, NCW, IWE, and another company that I've become a staple in a little bit. I'm booked all the time now. I'll be up there a lot this month up in Maine is NAWA.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Huntley's promotion.
Yep.
And that's a nice...
It's a nice setup.
It's a nice setup there. It's a nice, fun environment. They run Gino's Rock Club.
Oh,
That's
wow.
coming up, I believe, next Friday. Yeah, the 16th. That's his next show.
Okay.
And then, again, obviously APW. I'm there.
Right,
I'm there
right.
all the time for Atlantic Pro Wrestling. They're the guys who saw something in me
Yep.
worth putting it on the card, and I'm always thankful for that.
Nice. Yeah, you mentioned NECW Sheldon. He's going to be coming on the show too. I'm very excited about that because I'm probably going to have to do 2 with him. He's been around so long. And,
Yes, he has.
And he's a wrestling historian.
Yes, he is.
You know, so I'm kind of excited to have Sheldon coming on. All right, so listen, now we're going to move into the fan questions. I got like 6 questions. Don't mind me, guys. Hey, got my new teeth. Feeling good about myself here. I've only had 6 on the top for a long time. So,
You got them all back now.
I do.
The porcelain veneers.
Yes. First 2 questions are from Nathan Fuller. And Nathan says, Coady, what WWE superstar on Raw or SmackDown Live would you like to wrestle?
Any of them?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, seriously,
Yep.
if Mr. Vince McMahon makes this little phone ring and goes, Mr. Ward, I have a spot for you. Would you like to come? I don't care what it is.
Right.
I'm going. But if I had my choice, I know it's an easy out, but I mean, I'd have to work AJ.
Right.
I'd have to work AJ Styles. I mean, that would just be a privilege to get in the ring with him. And I'm sure he'd blow me up and beat the living snot out of me. But you know what? I mean, at least try and make a good effort out of it.
You'd be happy about
I'd
it,
be
too.
more than happy to take that beating.
He is an incredible talent. I
He's
love
only
watching.
5'11", though. He's tiny.
Yeah, but he's a hell of a worker.
Yes, he is.
Now Nathan had another one. It's for both of us, Leo and Coady. Do you think AJ Styles will still be the champion after Fastlane? We know he's taking on John Cena, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, and Dolph Ziggler. Do you think he's going to walk out of there with the belt?
I do.
AJ?
I do.
I do too.
I do, because it seems like when you stack the deck that much, somehow
Right.
it's been stacked against AJ for what, 15, 20 years?
Time.
You're that close to Mania.
Right.
You're that close to the main event moment. He's not gonna lose.
I agree too. I think, like I said, it took him a long time to get there, and he is so over with the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
And so talented in the ring. I just don't see him losing the title, at Fastlane at least.
No,
know?
I don't either. It's, like you said, again, that being that popular and having this close to that WrestleMania moment,
Yep.
you can't lose now. Do
Right.
whatever you gotta do. Win,
Right,
baby. Win that match.
Exactly. Next question is from Anthony Mark Balkus. He wants to know, Coady.
Should be sitting right here.
Exactly. Coady, your favorite person in the APW locker room, past or present, and I'm going to add this part. How about both? Why don't you give us someone from the past and someone from the present?
Favorite person in the locker room? Wow. I got to think, well, again, I mean, the APW roster at one point or another has got to be 45, 50 people
Right.
at least have
Right.
stepped in that ring at one point or another. But again, my favorite to be around in the locker room, probably Danny Miles.
Yeah.
Dynamite Danny Miles. Because again, I mean, Danny is just a firecracker,
Right.
full of energy, full of life, loves wrestling, will beat the snot out of you
Oh,
if
yeah.
you look him the wrong way.
Right.
But Danny is a great wrestler, a great personality, and I can't wait to work him.
So you've never wrestled?
I have never wrestled Danny
Wow.
Miles.
Hear that, APW? You guys got to book that match. How about the past?
The past, my favorite, who I haven't seen in a while, hopefully it'll be a future again, but I'd have to give the nod to Brandon Webb.
Nice.
The Devil's
He's
Reject.
He's on the name game, too.
Yeah, Brandon
That
Webb
guy's
is
awesome.
Brandon Webb is. I have, for whatever reason, had some of the best matches in my life with that man.
Nice. He is a hell of a talent. I watched him out. Didn't he just jump off
The second balcony
That
through
was
there.
cool,
I'm
yeah.
like, I saw that video and I'm
Yeah.
like, not surprised. It's Brandon. I'm not surprised. When he posted, it took him so many years to do it.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, really? I thought you'd do that once a month.
right? No, he's an unbelievable wrestler. He really is great. Anthony Mark Balkus also has a question. He says, do you like wrestling more one-on-one, or would you like to be in a tag team someday? I'm sure you've been in tag teams already. I'm sure.
How does Balkus forget this? I was the APW Tag Team Champion
You
with
go there all the time, dude.
with the Twisted Hatter, and personally, no, I like one-on-one.
Yeah.
It's you solve it between each other.
Right.
We got a disagreement, we're going out there. I don't need backup, and more importantly, I don't have to rely on backup. Right. Last time I did that, and every time I seem to do that, I end up on my back with my eyes to the ceiling going, hey, weren't you with me?
Right.
What, we were friends. What's going on here? And he beat the snot on me, and it ends up being 3-on-1. So I might as well just be 1-on-1 and just deal with it at that.
There you go. How do you like that, Anthony? Right? That's a good answer. Just so you know, I love tag team wrestling. Like, if I had a choice to watch singles or tag team, I don't know what it is, but I do know what it is. It's just the hot tag, the comeback. It's just, I've always loved.
There's more pieces you can do.
Yes,
there's
exactly.
more things you can do.
And I've always enjoyed a great tag team match. My buddy Daryl, who you just met and is sitting in the control room, right? Daryl Puma, I'm sorry. What's your
He's your friend and you don't know his name?
I know. Isn't that bad? Well, if I showed you how it's written, you'd be like, what? Seriously.
Okay.
What's your favorite faction of all time in wrestling?
Again, I grew up in the Attitude Era, so I'm biased, but I gotta go with the Four Horsemen just for the historical factor, and that I use Double A Spinebuster. Right. I mean, Arn Anderson's a man, and then Ric Flair, no need talking. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
But again, those two, especially Arn, I love watching Arn. It's just
look
awesome.
a little like Arn. You do. Have people told you that before?
Yes, I've heard that before.
If you had like reddish more, you would definitely look just like him. Great wrestler. I just want to answer this myself real quick, even though I wasn't asked the question.
That's okay.
I'm wearing my favorite faction right now. Now, Horseman, DX, loved all them. I loved the Dangerous Alliance back with Paul Heyman. But, I mean, come on. How can you go wrong with these guys, right? Team Pazuzu. Great bunch of wrestlers. Next, Daryl wants to know, if you could face one opponent in NXT right now, who was the one guy in NXT that you would love to be face-to-face with in the ring?
Again, I'm biased. He's a New England boy. I want Dijak.
Nice.
I want him when he comes back. I want Chris Dijak.
Nice.
I really do. Another guy that I worked out with, I saw, and never got to square up with him. That would be one I'd love to do.
I just found out from Daryl today, he said that Dijak's now completely on the road with NXT doing all the shows. Because I know he wasn't there very long and he had his first matchup, but they were in Rhode Island. Yeah. So it was obvious reasons why they put him on. But I guess he's on the loop now with the rest of the roster.
Good for him.
So
he's another one who busts his ass.
It, man. He got there quick too.
Well, when you're 6'7", 6'8", and you look like him, I mean, come on, and can work like him.
Yes, I've seen him in some unbelievable matches. All right, so listen, we're gonna play the name game now.
Okay.
Okay, and we're gonna bring up the one guy who used to sit right next to me and just loves for people to be shit on. Okay, so we're gonna start off with my buddy Derek Dukes.
I love Derek, but yeah, it's a little inside joke that it was always a firecracker, and for some reason, him and I always bonded, and I'd be like, Derek, bend over. What? Pull the fuse. Relax. What'd you do? Take a pill. But no, I love Derek. Derek and I have squared off in battle royals. We've had fun. I nothing bad to say about Derek.
Nice. I hear me.
Little firecracker. You might be an acquired taste sometimes, but he's fine. I mean, he loves the business and he loves people.
He definitely
what more do you
does.
want?
Yeah, and I tease him all the time. He's a little guy though.
That's why he's dying. That's why you got to pull the fuse on him all the time. Jesus.
Sorry, buddy. I love you.
That's why you got to pull the fuse.
Yes. How about a guy that I had on the show already here? Uncle Ed Hunt.
The man, the king of the one-liners, the man who never runs out of a compliment, never runs out of a way to on you. Huntsy loves the business, and Huntsy's fun to be around, but Jesus, man, you got to be on your toes with him. He will crucify you any chance he gets. But again, I can't crap on him too much because his last act as commissioner got me reinstated. So I can't really bite the hand that fed me on that one.
Absolutely. He was on the show, and he was just awesome. I couldn't but like the stories he had from like the shows up the beach.
Yeah, the old wrestling Star Wars days.
That was incredible. And the he was working for the WWF too.
Yeah.
That was just amazing stories. And I had never met him before.
Oh, again, his family's a staple up in Salisbury.
Oh,
so,
really?
I mean, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, good guy. How about Joe Moakley?
My greatest rival, the biggest pain in my ass, bar none.
Wow.
A guy who has spit on me, kicked me in the nuts more times than I care to admit, and embarrassingly enough, is the APW heavyweight champion right now.
He is.
I was in the locker room and saw him become the champion, and you know what? That is the one championship in APW that has evaded me.
Really?
Get it. It's time. And Moakley, really? Again? We've done a strap match. I mean, we've done 5 or 6 matches where we've just beat the living snot out of each other, which is mostly me beating on him, and then I get distracted because I'm not focused on what I'm supposed to be doing, and he beats me. But you know, he's APW champion. I can't deal with it. I'm gonna have to fix that this year.
Nice.
Plain
Well,
and simple.
good luck. I hope you win the title. Sorry, Joe, but you haven't been a guest on the show yet. So, all right, listen. Aaron Amadeus, Brian Privateran, the birthday boy.
The birthday boy.
The birthday boy.
I've known Brian for a long time. He was a bartender at a bar I was bouncing at years
Really?
ago. Yeah, down in Haverhill. Bar doesn't exist anymore, so that
Because of you guys?
probably. There might be a little truth to that. But anyway, Brian, he gets work everywhere. He works for UFO. Oh yeah, I work for Pat. Sorry, Pat, I totally forgot.
Pat, love you.
And, but yeah, how is Brian the UFO champion? That's another one that's in my craw. I'm gonna have to he beats Brian Malonis and Joe Moakley beats John Poe. Are you kidding me? What is going on in this world?
Right?
No.
That had to have been one of the biggest wins of his career, too. But, I mean, the Kingpin is one of, like we were saying, one of the top big men in all of New England.
The only person I think I saw beat him was John Poe. That was it.
Right.
I haven't seen Brian Malonis go down to anybody, and you go down to Aaron Amadeus? Sorry, Brian. No problem. Wear that gold, shine it up, keep it nice for me, brother.
Oh, he's coming to get you, Brian. He's coming to get
That's
you.
another one. We've known each other 10, 15 years and never squared off.
Wow, that's got to happen.
Somebody will book it. Somebody will
talk
book
to
it.
Pat. It's time to talk to Pat. All right, listen, we can talk about them as a group or individually.
Mm-hmm.
Big Woody, Bugsy Stone, Bare Knuckle Burley, the Knuckle Busters.
The Knuckle Busters. You know what? We'll circle that one back. The Knuckle Busters as themselves were just amazing to watch. They were fun, they were big, they were strong, and with Woody as your mouthpiece, you're going to be fine.
Oh, yeah.
But they were always fun to be around. But Bugsy actually trained with me.
Okay.
Bugsy worked out with me. He still works out with me. He's down at War now.
Right.
So he's making his way back, and, you know, he was just a great guy. And then Bare Knuckle Burley, I've squared off with him a couple times. He's a fun opponent. Snug. He's a snug opponent, but you know that going in.
Right. Has he kicked you in the nuts?
No, not him.
That time you saw him, but he said
hasn't
that's
kicked
his
me in the
go-to move.
No, he didn't kick me in the nuts. Moakley's done it plenty of times,
Has
but
he?
Burley's never kicked me in the nuts. No, he went for that big chest throat punch of his that I always walked into like an idiot.
Right.
And then you got Big Woody. Woody is without a doubt one of the most profound influences in my career.
Nice.
He was one of the guys who saw some green kid who didn't have much training, didn't spend much time, and helped turn me into the Hampton Beach badass. You know, he was a big part of that. Yeah. So I haven't seen him in a while. I'm going to have to get a beer with you, buddy. I know we say we're going to do that, but I haven't done it yet. We're going to have to. And again, you know, I love Woody. I have the utmost respect for him. But again, I gave that guy more gray hairs than he wants to admit. You know, being 23, 24, you do the stupid mistakes that young, in-shape men do with no common sense. And freaking, you know, I gave Woody a few sleepless nights.
Great mind for the business.
Oh, absolutely. And again, the worst phrase I'd ever hear in the locker room, because I know it would hurt, is Woody would come up to me and go, "Don't worry, it's good for the business." You know what that means? You're going to do something you don't want to do, and it's going to hurt, and it's going to suck, and you're going to just have to do it.
Right.
Okay.
That's awesome. Because I know you guys must have been a little bummed out when you decided to step away from, you know, doing all the APW shows.
Yeah, it was rough, but again, that's their decision, and they've been around it long enough. They've been around with Knuckles and Salisbury Beach 20 years ago, and they've always been involved for years. So I want to take a little time away. I wouldn't be surprised if Woody came back in a year or two. You know what I mean? Gets that itch.
Yeah.
Again, but that's totally up to him. He's happy now. He's got a good life going, and yeah, more power to you, brother.
Absolutely. And they're all coming on soon. All three of them,
Oh, yeah, that'll get the itch going.
Yeah, I think the stage will hold us all, I hope. Because there's some big dudes.
You might want to read it reinforced.
Burley's the smallest one, and he ain't small.
No, Burley's, yeah.
Next up, we got, he runs Liberty States Wrestling, Todd Sopel.
Todd Sopel. Respect for how long he's been in the business and that he runs his own company. But yeah, him and I haven't seen eye to eye on many an occasion. But that's, you don't have to like everybody.
It is what it is.
You don't have to like everybody.
Right.
But Todd does run his own company, has held many championships in New England,
Yep.
has been a wrestler now for what, 12, 14 years?
Something like that.
Some long time, so he's made a lot of it. He's lost a lot of weight,
Yeah.
he got in
Yes,
shape, and he knows the business. He's just sometimes a little, just like we all are, we get a little hard-headed in our own ideas and how we want to do things, and sometimes you just clash,
Oh, yeah.
that's all. And
Yeah.
then you solve it out there.
Right. Everybody probably knows I watch the show. I'm not Todd's biggest fan, but I'm not an idiot either. The guy can work.
He can work.
He can work. You know what I mean? And I can't take that away from him.
I'm sure if he ever gets, I'll tell this story. We worked
Okay.
Kids Fest in Haverhill. This is like 6-7 years ago now.
Right.
I was green. He calls for a couple spots. I do it the old Bruno Sammartino way.
Yeah.
Totally threw him off. He got upset. I gave him a Northern Lights, dropped him on his head a little bit, and it was not good.
Right.
But I knew it wasn't good. I went up back and apologized, and I had to eat crow for a while. But you know what? That's how you learn.
Right.
You get in the ring with somebody who's got more experience than
Yep.
you. You get in the ring with somebody who's better than you, and you learn.
Right.
And that was a big learning day for me.
Nice.
So thank you, Todd. But
Right.
and you're a pain in the ass.
There you go, Todd. See, I hold no grudges.
No,
no
it was a good
grudges
learning
at all.
experience.
He's definitely a good worker, and I know he runs a good company, and really good for him. Good for you, Todd. Stiff Mike.
An acquired taste. But Mike is another guy, 20 plus years in the business that
Yeah.
I have nothing but respect for.
Oh, absolutely.
But again, when I met him, he comes off as, he's Mike.
And he'll tell you that too.
And
He's not afraid to tell.
I'm
to say
Stiff
it.
Mike, and
Yep.
you're not. And that's just how it is. And Mike was having a bad day. I was working him, and he gave me a back chop one day that left a print on my back for like a week and a half. I mean, that one hurt. But again, that was when you're younger, you're greener,
Yep.
you don't appreciate these things, you don't understand these things. Now, Mike's one of the trainers up at
Yeah.
War. We talk about ideas all the time,
Yep.
and I respect Mike's opinion. I'll seek Mike's opinion for things, and yeah, Mike's a valuable asset.
Oh, I believe that.
Not necessarily in the ring anymore as he stepped away,
Yeah.
but now he's helping train people, and that's not a bad thing at all. He's got
Right.
a wealth of knowledge, and
Yes,
he should
does.
share it.
Yes, I agree. He was on the show, and he even said it himself. I was a jerk when he was younger, and I'm not as much as one
That's
now.
true. That's
you
true.
know?
I left for California for a couple
Yeah.
of years, and when I came back, he was a lot different from when I met him. When I first met him, he was that I'm fighting him tonight.
Right.
Oh shit! But it's okay,
Yeah. Did you wrestle when you were out in California, or did you not?
I tried to, but
Yeah.
I couldn't get in anywhere. I trained, but
Right.
I couldn't break the mold in anywhere out there. And then a lot of them were really in Southern California, San Francisco, San
Yep.
Diego. Well, not San Fran, that's a Bay Area, but San Diego, LA, out that way. And I was out of Sacramento, so it was like, a 10-hour ride to get down there.
Yeah.
I know Brutal Bob always says do the drives, but I'm like,
Right.
I can't do that every weekend.
Right. And Brutal Bob does take the long drives.
He does. I just drove to Florida and back.
Right. I know. Is everything all right?
Yeah, everything's all right with that.
good.
As
I'm glad
best
to hear
as
that.
best as could worked out.
Right. Buddy Romano.
Bitter, beautiful Buddy Romano. Great intellect. Fun opponent.
Yeah.
Fun opponent. Gave me a pile driver and didn't kill me. I appreciate that.
Yeah. You should.
I should. I'm still vertical. And,
Right.
But I know he's another one that's kind of in the Todd boat where a lot of guys
Right.
see him in a certain light, but I don't at all. I like Buddy. I've always worked well with Buddy, and hell, I'd work him right now. I don't care.
Right.
Let's go. Settle
Too
it
bad
up.
you weren't here, buddy.
Too bad you weren't here.
Right
We'll settle it
here.
up.
I'll move the table. You guys can go at it.
No, you can't move your furniture.
Well, no, that's true. You're right, because Dick will get mad at us.
But it would be a great test of the stage for the Knuckle Busters, though.
Yeah, I just hope it's going to hold us all. Seriously. I mean, like I said, I'm almost 200 pounds myself. Guy's a big guy.
I'm not telling you how much I weigh. I'm embarrassed.
Listen, the Maine State Posse. I've only seen them wrestle twice. Mm-hmm. Very impressed. Seriously, I'm very impressed by
They are
these young
in
guys.
every locker room I ever come across right
Really?
now. They are everywhere over New England. They're a hot ticket. They're good guys.
Yeah.
And humble. They work hard. They practice their craft. I
Right.
mean, they're good guys. I mean,
Nice.
they have earned everything that they've gotten so far. And I wish them nothing but the best until they face me.
Right. Well, right now they're also the Chaotic Tag Team Champions.
They are.
I'm actually going to
Yep.
see them in 2 weeks. I got some tickets to go to the Chaotic show.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
Yeah. How about the guy that was trained by Brian Fury, D.L. Hurst?
D.L. Hurst, I don't know too much about him.
Okay.
I've only met him one time and
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen him since. But again, he's another one who has the look, has the energy.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know much about him. I haven't seen much. I'm sure I'll see him on the road.
I'm sure you will too. How about the owner of the New England Pro Wrestling Academy and now the owner of Chaotic Wrestling, Brian Fury?
The Firebrand.
Yes.
I was always kind of on the outside looking into Brian's world. I was always just around the group
Right.
and listening to him. But I mean, he's like Lewis and Bo. That's like the Yoda of New England wrestling.
right.
It's like you want to learn something, you go to Brian, and Brian will gladly take the time
Yep.
with anybody. You come in with a thirst for knowledge, a simple respect and common decency. Brian will teach you the world.
Nice.
And I mean, he's just an amazing guy. I was sitting with him one time in his office over at the Wrestling Academy, and I looked down, friggin' 2 hours had gone by, talking about matches, putting in old VHS tapes, and just watching and learning. He's like, you see this? Da-da-da. All these little details and nuances that he can see, and I'm like, I have no idea what he's talking about. But I'm not going to admit that right now.
Right.
Shamefully, I should have. But again, Brian and his contributions to New England they're just amazing. I mean,
definitely.
you are a New England wrestler and you don't know who Brian Fury is,
Right.
you're probably in the wrong business.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I first saw Brian when he wrestled for Lobster Man for Jeff out here in Nashua. I don't know if you saw, I posted a picture of him the other
Yeah,
day.
I did.
He don't look like that at all anymore.
No, he got older and he got bigger.
Yes.
He looks like a scrawny high school kid in that picture.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But very nice. He was always even nice back then, when you ask him for a picture and stuff like that.
Yeah, never say no to
Yeah,
anybody.
exactly. Great guy, great trainer. Tim Lennox.
Timmy Lennox, another one. You talk about somebody who, when I met him, he had to be 165, 170 pounds max.
Right.
And then I go to California, I come back, and he's like 3 times the size he was. And I'm like, damn, dude. And again, shy initially when I met him, and then now it's like he is not afraid of anyone or anything. When you wrestle Sabu, you've reached a new level of I'm not scared of things.
Right.
And you love it. Like, I want to do it again. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
You have reached a new level, my friend.
No doubt. Wrestling Sabu has to be like a dream come true for someone, for a young
Oh, yeah.
wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
I'd
do it. I just don't know if I'd survive.
Right.
But Timmy did it and he survived.
Yes,
so good
he
for
did.
you, buddy.
How about, I don't know this guy at all. I don't. I'll be the first. Alexander Lee?
Alexander Lee, one of the ones that hangs out with the Main Street Posse. He wrestled
Okay.
under a different name before, but I'm going to honor certain things, so I'm going to keep that quiet.
Okay.
But again, another seasoned veteran and a staple down at NCW for a long time. And again, another knowledgeable guy, fun opponent, loves to work things out with you, play the chess game, and then go out there and have a nice fight. I mean, that's just another good guy.
Nice. I'm going to go off this list for a minute. Pat Dillon.
Pat Dillon is an interesting commodity. I love Pat.
Yep.
I'm happy that he lost all that weight, because I remember him when he was like
Fantastic.
4
That's when I met
times
him.
that size.
That's when
yeah.
I met him.
And again, runs his own deal, and obviously was a big part of Bell Time. I don't know. Well, I haven't been down there in a long time,
Yeah,
so
he's still a part
I have
of
no
it.
idea what's the deal with
He's
that.
still a part of it.
But again, I don't know where he comes up with the necessary supplies to bring in the talent that he does for his shows. I mean, I've kind of been around a little bit enough to know that this isn't free.
Right.
It takes a little money to run a show.
Oh, yeah.
And Pat always seems to bring in some quality talent, not to mention to the New England talent, but to bring in some nationally known talent.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not an easy task.
No.
And I don't know how he does it. And then he always seems to win on a scratch ticket somehow.
Yeah. Well,
He's always got a
we
damn
only see
scratch
the
ticket.
winners, though. That's one thing out there. You know, I don't know how much he loses.
He wins a lot more on scratch tickets than I do. I know that
me
much.
too. Me too. I don't play them that much because I never win.
No, exactly.
You know? How about Pat's partner in the Bell Time Club, Bo Douglas? You brought him up earlier.
Love Bo. Again, Bo took a green kid who knew how to protect himself in the ring a bit, but didn't really know any of the psychology, the art form, even the fighting aspect that well. And Bo molded me into a halfway decent, respectable wrestler.
Yep.
I could go out there and give the people what their money's worth. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to go out there and I'm going to... No, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to fight, and I'm going to win. And if I don't win, I'm going to make you regret it. Plain and simple.
Nice.
But Bo took a lot of that. And again, a lot of times riding up and down the road with Bo.
Yep.
I catch car rides with Bo. He's another one of those that has been around since the old NWA New England days.
Yeah.
He just knows so much and knows so many people. He's just like Brian. He's a fountain of knowledge.
Yes.
And if you ask him and you come and you want to learn, he will be more than happy to teach you.
Yeah, great trainer.
He is. There's no argument with that at all. Bo took me and helped make me.
Yep. Now, one of the guys that started the Bell Time Club, and I'm lucky enough to call him a friend, Jason Rumble.
Jason Rumble, you can want to strangle him when you get to the place.
Yeah,
ready to choke him out and kill him for something. You'll talk to him for 5 minutes and you'll forget the whole thing.
Right.
He's just brilliant at it. He's got this weird charisma about him that he just brings you back in, sucks you back in. And it's just, Jason's just fun to be around.
Nice. Do you have a Jason Rumble impersonation? Because a lot of people do.
Yeah. What are you doing here? Oh, guy, I'm sorry. Come over. I'll see you. I'll straighten this out. Come on, we'll talk.
Nice. How about I don't know if you know these guys too well or whatever, but the closers, Brad Hollister and Hammer Tunis.
I don't know Hammer Tunis well at all, but I have worked with Brad Hollister a couple times. Brad is a great worker. I mean, I've locked up with him a couple times, and he would just turn me into a pretzel, and I'm like, how did I get here?
Right.
He's just amazing and very talented, very knowledgeable. I haven't seen him in a few years. I used to see him when he was just Hollister. He didn't have the big baking gimmick, didn't have the mohawk and everything he's doing now.
Yep.
But again, I remember him, and he was always fun to work with. And he loves tag team wrestling. He'd be your kind of guy. He's a tag team kind of guy.
I've seen them guys about 5 times, honestly.
Yeah.
And incredible. Great tag team. Great tag team. Matt Loudon.
Matt Loudon is a very integral part to APW. While the fans might not know it and not see it, Matt Loudon is very important to the success of that company in a lot of other ways. Because obviously a lot of us wear different hats, but I'm not going to go into it too much, but Loudon is very, very much a big part of that company and why the way it is. And in the ring, I feel he's got to stay healthy. Every time he seems to get in shape and ready to roll, he gets a nice one. He gets some kind of injury, something wrong with his back, something wrong with his knee, head injury. I mean, something. Every time he seems to get the ball rolling, something goes wrong. Now he's got a new little one, so we'll see how much time he can put into it. But I mean, with always being in a tag team and a faction of his, he's always that loudmouth you want to kick in the face. So I mean, it's beautiful.
Right. Well, hopefully he sticks it out and fights through those injuries. Speaking of injuries and all that, I like to bring up a guy real quick that just got signed to NXT, who had a lot of injuries, over the years, and could have quit at any time, and nobody would have, thought bad about it because he was injured so much.
Yeah.
Warbeard Hansen.
Warbeard Hansen, good for him.
Yes.
Good for them. Good for that tag team.
Yes.
I mean, I shared a locker room with Todd a couple times, and that wonderful energy. You can tell he loves what he does.
Yes.
He wants nothing more in this world than to grow that beard all the way down to his feet and go, I am Hansen. And he's so much fun to be around. It's so full of life.
Yes.
And again, good for them.
Yeah.
I'm happy for them. When they won the IWGP tag teams titles, I'm like, that's enough.
Oh, yeah.
There's the mantle. You've reached the mountaintop.
Yeah.
No, guess not. You got the phone call.
Yep. Now
Good
they're
for you,
both
boys.
down there. It's
Good
awesome.
for you.
And he's worked so hard to get there. I mean, everybody in New England's proud of it. Honestly, It's just fantastic.
It's a wonderful thing about the New England wrestling family.
Yes.
Especially with a lot of our own, and I
Right.
know it's selfishly to say it that way, but
That's all right.
a bunch of our own are getting their chance.
Yes.
And we're not like, should be me. We are a little bit. We'll
Yeah.
admit, we are a
Well,
little
you
bit.
have to-
You have to be, but
Exactly.
But at the same time, we're so happy for them. Dijak, Hansen, Johnny Curtis, Fandango,
Buff.
when he's up there. Buff,
Biff.
Busey.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry, Biff.
Yeah. Only, yeah.
Yeah. Oni, yeah, that's true.
I mean, all those guys, good for them. They're
Yep.
getting the shot, and I wish them nothing but the best.
Nice. Yeah, me too. Great. I was a little bummed out. Me and Daryl were watching some NXT this afternoon, and they're not in the Dusty Classic this year. They must, it all happened. You know what I mean? But I'm sure they will be later.
Yeah, maybe they'll figure something out for
Oh,
them.
absolutely. Johnny Torres.
Johnny Torres. Wild man.
Yeah.
Wild man, crazy man. But again, another one of those ones where when he turns it on, it's so much fun to work with him. It's so much fun to be around him.
Right. That's cool. I've actually never met Johnny, but
Yeah.
he's
fun.
definitely a great worker. Scotty Wild.
Not spent much time with Scotty.
No?
Wild.
Okay. We'll skip right over that. How about another guy that's down in NXT? The psychotic killer, Tommaso Ciampa.
Tommaso worked for APW for a brief
Right.
stretch. Did a few matches with Damon Ortiz. And again, just another one of those, watching him put that knee brace on at the time. It's like, good Lord, you got $4,000 worth of equipment on there, and
Right.
that knee, just make sure it doesn't do it again.
Yep.
Fun guy. Very intelligent.
Yeah.
Very intelligent, man. Very detail-oriented. Very, very much that person.
Right.
That's not really a stretch. That's him.
Is it really
That's really him.
how he is? Yeah.
That's really him.
Nice.
So it's always nice to see that.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of worried about, where's his back? All right, okay, don't touch it. We're good.
It was great to see him come back to NXT recently, the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
Coming back. Another guy, local guy, who lives out in Arizona or California now.
Arizona.
Ajay Brewer.
Mr. Brewer. I follow Brewer religiously.
Yeah.
I love him. I really do. And then again, he was the APW heavyweight champion.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yes, he was. He knocked off Damon Ortiz one time, and one of the few who have done it.
Right.
And again, another same class as Brian and Bo,
Yeah.
that high tier, and
Right.
Lewis, of course, as
Yeah.
well. That just a fountain of information, and that Brewer is. I mean, God, the guy's chiseled. He's just always
Right.
in shape, and it looks like. I mean, it's just insane. It looks like he could go an hour and then go, who's next?
Right.
It's just insane, and he always has. He's not short on opinions, and I
Right.
love it. I love
That is
it.
awesome. I know he talks about a lot of stuff on his Facebook.
Oh, I love it.
When he makes that post, it's not like my posts are always like this.
No, his are this long,
and I
and I
love
will
reading
read
them
them
too.
to the
Me
end.
too, me
You don't
too.
skip over a Brewer post.
No,
because
absolutely
He
not.
hates social media, I'm sure, like most of us do now,
Right.
as a necessary evil. But when you take the time to write that much,
Yeah.
it means something. So
Right.
it's awesome to read most of his stuff. And I agree with 90% of it,
Right,
at
right.
least. So,
Nice. How about Mike Pava?
Pava, a very unsung hero in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I mean, he was done a ton of traveling around New England. He's been around everywhere.
Right.
And again, a great worker.
Yep.
Great worker, great presence, always good for a nice laugh when you needed one. Can take a rib pretty well, even though, I mean, with how many years he's been in, he shouldn't have to be ribbed. But
Right.
But when you're 5'0", you're gonna get ribbed. That's just gonna happen. But Mikey is sometimes forgotten by people, but you shouldn't be.
Very
shouldn't be
underrated,
involved.
like you said. Like you don't hear a lot about it.
Underappreciated would be,
That's
I think, the best way
Yeah,
to say
that's
it.
definitely a better word for
And
it.
again, he can take a green kid and make you look like Steve Austin in 2 seconds. And I mean, he's just brilliant with what he does.
Nice. How about Evan Six?
Evan Six, another one.
Scare the crap out of me.
Another one who helped train me a little bit.
okay.
And took the New England title away from me. Then ended my career by choking me out. nothing like being speared by Evan Six and then have to cover up like a little schoolgirl because you don't know where you are, and he's just absolutely pounding you to death. Puts you in a triangle choke and just slams you around like a sack of potatoes until you pass out.
Right.
That was the end of my APW career until Huntsy reinstated me. I put my money where my mouth was. It was to the New England title or it was my career, and I lost. So I had to go bye-bye.
Right. Wow. I see that, Evan, but he's back now. Is Evan still working?
I have no idea what he's up to. I haven't seen or heard from him in a while.
Last time I saw him was a couple of shows ago that Pat ran. So, I mean, I know within the last year, he definitely has wrestled.
I've seen him, what was it, 2 years ago now? I saw him at a Pat show at the mall, down at the Malden Irish Club there.
Okay. Yeah, that's where it was. That's where I saw him,
But I mean, I haven't seen him or really talked to him since, he took my girl, my title, and my career. I really don't
took
have
your girl too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Lizzie Reyes was with me at that time, and that went bye-bye.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Yeah. She's awesome. What a great person she is.
Yeah, there was a lot of drinking doing after that.
I'm
a bad day at the office.
She likes to party.
Yeah.
How about, might as well do a few women.
Sure.
The Atlantic Pro Wrestling Women's Champion, Adira.
Adira. Strong personality, very tough competitor.
Yeah. She looks like a tough girl.
She is a tough competitor. That's not a stretch. That's not what some people like to say, oh, you're a gimmick. No, that's her.
Right.
That's who she is.
Yep.
And she will beat the living snot out of you. I don't want to fight her.
I believe it. I wouldn't either. I would not either.
Now, if I have to, go ahead, but I'd rather not.
Right. How about Vanity Vixen?
Vixen. Vixen is she's a wild woman. Love her to death.
Yeah.
But good Lord, I swear to God, she could do a month worth of Daytona Beach, come back and wrestle the next day. I'd be like, dude, I need a nap. I got to go to bed. Something. She's just full of energy constantly and just constantly ready to fight and constantly ready to do something. And I'm like, is there a mute button for you anywhere? I'm going to pull the battery. Pull the fuse, pull the battery.
How about Setherin?
Setherin. I've run across him a couple times. And again, he's another one, a stay at the New England Pro Wrestling Academy. He's down at Liberty States a lot.
Yep.
And is he holding a belt for them now?
I think he might be, I think he is
The No Limits champion or something like that?
I think he is the No Limits champion.
Yeah, and again, he's another solid worker.
Yeah, definitely.
Been around a long time, and again, willing to help.
Right. Yeah, I like that when he came on. I didn't know that he was actually, for a while, he was down the New England Pro Wrestling Academy helping out. I had no idea.
Yep.
Another guy that I saw working for Lobster Man First, and you're talking a long time ago, 16, 17 years ago. How about Mistress Belmont?
Love Mistress Belmont. The Widow Belmont now.
Right, yep.
Love the Widow Belmont. I love everything about that woman.
Right.
She just, again, how much she takes pride in her training, how fit she is, how she looks, how she works. Always willing to help out anybody and has time for everyone, and just one of the most true, genuine people I've ever met in my life.
Nice.
Like the Widow Belmont in the locker room is the same woman you see out on the street.
Okay.
And she's just a wonderful person to talk to.
Nice.
And it's almost like I'm sorry, Kath, but it's like almost like a matriarch. It's like you don't disrespect the Widow Belmont. You just don't do it. It's bad for business.
Yeah, no, I've always enjoyed watching her wrestle. How about Skylar?
Skylar, don't know too much about her. Obviously, they book her a lot up at APW.
Yeah.
Again, young talent, see good talent.
Yeah.
Haven't had any real conversations with her, time with her, but other than that, I mean, I like her work. I like how she looks.
Right.
She's gorgeous, and she's full of energy, gets the people involved, and what more do you want?
Right. Absolutely. How about we get a couple referees? Red Roach. Is that how you say his
Red
last name?
Roche.
Roche.
Red Roche.
Red Roche.
What do you say? What do you say? Red Roche. Red Roche has been around for a while now, and Red is definitely one of my favorite referees. I trust him in that ring to do what he needs to do. I know he didn't get paid off by Joe Moakley this month. Maybe next month, I don't know. But anyway, Red is always been a solid ref, and you can rely on him.
Right.
And that's something hard sometimes.
Another great rep from New England, Kevin Quinn.
I love Quinn. I really do.
Everyone
I've known Quinn for a long time.
Right.
Again, he was down at Beltime for a
Yep.
while, and then he's up and doing New England, and then he started traveling all over the place. Good for him. And again, I mean, I remember poor Bo was sending Quinn in, go on, count the class. And what does Bo do? Pin drills. Pin drills. So Kevin's sliding around, counting
Right.
until his shoulder falls off. It was great. Again, Quinn's been around, and again, talk about a guy, he looks better than most of the wrestlers. It's depressing. Dude, go away, would you?
It's unbelievable.
I don't want Quinn in my match.
He looks
I'm
so
40 pounds
good.
overweight right now, dude. Come on, you're killing me.
Not only does he work out at the wrestling school, but almost every day he goes to the regular gym.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know if he still is, but I think he was sponsored by like some
Oh,
muscle
really?
fitness thing for
Oh,
a while.
wow.
For a little while.
Right.
I mean, could like a thing like Brewer has, something like that. But again, I mean, good for you.
Right.
I hate you. You bald. Never mind.
Well, I want to say congratulations to you, Kevin, and you know why. How about, you said him earlier, the masshole, Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy was the first match I had for a heavyweight title. For the VCW Heavyweight Championship. And he separated my shoulder. It was a bad day.
Wow.
And then he choked me out. It was great. It was wonderful. It's on camera. It looks beautiful. It's lovely.
Right.
But Mike's another one. Just, again, did a ton of work at NECW. Worked his butt off for anybody that wanted him. If you want me to be there, he gave you 100% every single night. And he's hard to keep up with some days.
Yeah.
Some days
I believe it.
he is hard. You got to outthink him. You're not going to outbreathe him.
Right. And he's been around a while.
He's been around a while.
He's been around a while. How about, I don't know if you know this guy too well or whatever, Mark Sherman. Who I kind of
Sherman.
miss watching.
I
wrestle.
wrestled Sherman a couple times.
His goofy, I loved it. I loved it.
He's goofy until you get that size 16 boot across the mouth.
Yeah.
Then,
and that's no disrespect to him. I'm
No,
just saying
it's
I
not.
like the character, you know?
Oh no, he's a fun-loving guy and doesn't take
He
himself
looks
too
it.
seriously. I wish actually he wasn't so hard on himself.
Really, yeah.
He is hard on. I should have done this. I should have done that. I could have done. Dude, you got a fat head in the crowd right now for you. Who pays money to have a fat head made of a wrestler?
Right.
Mark Sherman does.
Yes, he does. Very, very talented guy. I'd love to see him come back. I'd actually
would.
love to see him sitting right there, too. I'm going to have to hit him up because I really would love to have him on the show. Xavier Bell.
Xavier Bell, I don't know too much about. I've come across him. He was holding the New England title for APW for a little while.
Okay.
But I don't
All right.
know much about him.
We're going to go with the WWE Hall of Famer, Tony Atlas.
Tony Atlas.
Hide your girlfriend's feet.
I've wrestled Tony a couple of times up in Maine. And boy, you only get one match with Tony Atlas. Let me tell you something. You know, it's just one show. It's just how I do it. And Tony's just fun to work with. He's the old storyteller of the world right now. Oh yeah, he's got a story about everything. He'll be talking about Mid-South and Bill Watts back in like '83 or something.
Man,
you know,
he's been around everywhere.
he's like, you know,
Got over everywhere.
He did, and then he's like, I never did bench press 600 pounds. I always wanted that 600 pounds.
I'm
That's good.
surprised he never did.
No, one story I love to tell, and God bless me, Tony, I love you, sorry. That Moakley and I were down on a show in Worcester for Jay Gillette.
Okay.
And Moakley broke his leg. And we didn't know he broke his leg yet. We thought he broke his ankle.
Right.
Pulled the kick pad off and his leg went. Wow. Tony freaks out. Somebody call that boy an ambulance. Somebody call that boy an ambulance right now. You relax, son. Don't break too hard. A blood vessel break through your head and kill you dead. Kill you dead. And I'm like, I don't know whether to laugh or what right now, but Moakley got a steel rod put in his leg for that one. Yeah, that was a bad day.
I'll tell you, Tony, I still watch like a lot of Georgia Championship Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Man, was he awesome in like I want to say 80, 81.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of great stuff he did. He did some stuff with Flair. I mean, and it still holds up to this day. It's just amazing to watch.
His arms are twice the size of my leg still, and he's like 64 or something. I don't know how old he is. But he's in his 60s, and he's just in phenomenal shape still. He looks at me, he goes, it's easier to stay in shape than it is to get in shape. Right. Now I'm living proof of that, unfortunately, at the moment. But one little tidbit, the broken leg from Oakley, that was courtesy of me. Unfortunately.
Wow, now you want to take his belt. Break his leg, take his belt. Why not?
I might have to break his other leg and take the belt this time.
Ooh, you are in trouble, Joe. Maybe. All right. How about, we only got a few minutes, so I want to get a few names in here. How about Nick Westgate?
Little fire pistol and been around forever. I've
Yeah.
seen him 100 times.
Right. Great talent. We'll put them all together. The Mill City Hooligans, the Logan brothers, Brian and Matt and Chase Del Monte.
Haven't run across him.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somehow our paths have never crossed. I know I've heard of Chase and I know
Right.
the other ones, but I've never.
Oh, okay.
Never shared a locker
That's
room with
fine.
him.
How about one of the announcers for APW? Big Mark Green.
Big Mark Green, Commissioner Green.
Oh, Commissioner.
Commissioner Green?
Doesn't he do commentary too?
Oh yeah, he
No,
does.
okay, all
Yeah,
right.
he does. No, Mark Green again, another one of those kind of underappreciated guys.
Right.
That again, he's been around and certainly has a fountain of information.
Right.
And again, the only thing, Mark, really, dude, between you and Salazar, seriously, you're taller than everybody on the roster. I think he's 6'8" and Adam's 6'7", and it's like, dude, I'm 6 feet 6'2" some days.
Yeah.
This isn't fair. This ain't right.
Could see Green and Kevin Quinn in the tag team.
Battle of the Baldies.
Yeah, but then they just Quinn's so, like you said, so jacked, and then Green's so tall. You know, they wouldn't even look out of place.
No, no.
You mentioned him earlier. Might as well bring him up again because I find this guy to be I'm intrigued by his character, Brandon Webb,
Love
the Devil's
Brandon Webb.
Reject. I love the character.
Love Brandon Webb. I beat Brandon Webb for my first championship.
Nice.
For the APW New England Championship.
Okay.
And we've crossed paths a few times here and there, and I always have fun working Brandon Webb. My best fights, best matches I've had are with Brandon Webb.
Nice. Jack Maverick.
Diamondback.
Yes.
Big old school looking 80s guy with
Yep.
and I don't mean that in the hair and the bad bands. I mean just a stocky linebacker looking dude. Don't take the lariat from him.
No.
Oh, that hurts.
Big Jack. He's a tough dude. How about Sheldon Goldberg?
Sheldon. I don't have as much as I worked for NECW.
Yep.
I dealt mostly with Paul Richard. Unfortunately,
okay.
I never really crossed paths
Yep.
with Sheldon too much.
Yep.
So
What about
I know
Paul?
Derek likes to shoot and gets all heated and get going. You know,
Yeah.
I don't have an opinion one way or the other.
Right. So Paul Richards, any?
Paul, a good guy,
Yeah.
and again, but yeah, not
All right.
too much.
We got a little over a minute left. How about this? What companies would you like to work for in the near future?
In the near future,
Yeah.
Ring of Honor, WWE. How about that?
Nice.
Not likely, but would like to.
No, yeah.
I'm really happy where I'm at. I'd love to get back to NCW,
Yeah.
do some work with those guys. I'd love to get a shot at Chaotic. I've never been there,
Yeah.
so just to say I've been there would be nice.
Right.
And then of course Ring of Honor or the Big Boy. But again, Ring of Honor would be, I could hang them up after that and go,
Nice.
I accomplished something. Yeah. But of course, the APW Heavyweight Championship is something worth accomplishing as well.
absolutely. I agree.
Especially since I'll be in the conversation with Sopel and Ortiz is the only
Right.
guy to hold all three. That would be nice.
Yeah. That's listen, it was great having you on the show.
No, thank you. It was a blast.
I'd love to have you on again. I really would.
I'll definitely
Next
come back.
time we'll do it. We'll just talk like all kinds of wrestling, past, future.
Yep.
You know, I'd love to pick your brain on some of these new stars that are coming up. You know, I'm just going to mention names because we don't have time. About like Flip Gordon, Josh Briggs. I mean,
Yep.
there's some incredible talent right now in New England. There always has been, but I'm really psyched about the talent we got coming up.
Nice. Thank
So
you, Leo.
guys, thank you. Coady Hunter Ward, the Hampton Beach Badass, Leo Connors, and my new teeth. Peace.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.